Well, good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino. We're looking at a beer. It's from St. Bock. So here in Quebec, the last St. Bock stout I had was fucking fantastic. So I have high hopes for this one. This is an imperial stout with golden grams. It is Goudan Graham. 9% alcohol by volume. Are you fucking serious? We had sewage picked up today. You know how I know? And my wife just took a shit. And you know how I know? Because this room has a shit smell now. I've done 2 beer reviews in here and it didn't have a shit smell because nobody flushed the toilet yet. Now the toilet's been flushed. And that shit smells here. And why is that shit smell here? Because we got sewage today, so it sucked the. We have a pipe here for the condenser, and it sucked the water out of that pipe. So we're gonna pause this, and I'll be back. Now, thanks to the trusty kettle and the trusty funnel, it smells perfect in here. Now let's get back to the beer. So, St. Bock Golden Graham, or Goudan Graham. It is 9% alcohol by volume. Let's see what else we can find out here. Nothing really. Now they have an English variant here, talking to you about it. We're not going to read it. The ingredients are only in French, but they do have an English thing here, but again, we're not going to read it because it's talking about flavor profiles, and I don't like that. You know what I want you to do when you give me this? Tell me a story if you want. Tell me what's in your beer. Don't tell me what your beer tastes like. Let me find out what I think the beer tastes like. And then when you guys have your beer, if you go and have this because you're like, oh, it sounds like I'd like it because, you know, he likes it, or because he hates it, I might like it because I've figured out his palate and all that. Let me know what you taste. Because that's the fun of this. That's the great thing about taste, is it's very subjective. The paradigms you've had and you've created in your life create your palate. Where's my cup? Oh, yeah. Look at that. That actually looks proper in the Guinness glass. I mean, we have the Guinness glass. That looks... Other than the fact that the head is fading so quickly. And it's not really fading quickly, but you can see the bubbles getting bigger, the tunnels forming. Come on, focus. There we go. Look at that. That is beautiful. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there is a very fine snap, crackle, pop. It looks beautiful. It is mahogany brown scent. Super sweet out of the glass. Super sweet and roasty. Can. Oh, yeah. Okay. Caramel. Honey. Caramel, honey, charred burnt wood, coffee, a little bit of chocolate, and a slight touch of licorice. It smells divine, to be honest. Cheers, let's try it. And again, it's 9% alcohol. Does not smell like it. I do have, I have something like 6 beers left to review. And of those 6 beers, 4 of them are above 9% alcohol, which is why, and one of them is above 7% alcohol. So, I mean, I've been sitting back. I went to my wife and I go, hey, do I have to perform tonight, or is tonight a snuggle night? She goes, you know, We've been going for like 2 weeks straight. I think a snuggle night is due. I go, good, because I have some high ABV beers, and I don't know if afterwards I'd be able to perform. And then I didn't drink all the high ABV beers because I have to get up and work at 7 a.m. So cheers. Okay. I don't know if it's supposed to be there, or if the beer is starting to turn. There is the ever so slight sour taste on the very back of the palate. I'm bringing that up as one of my 2 detractions from this beer. Only 2 small detractions from this beer. Didn't smell as great out of the glass as I had hoped, but it looked amazing. It smelled pretty good out of the can, so that's kind of a wash. Taste. So that was one Okay. Other detraction from the beer is there is almost a green coffee flavor to it. I don't know how many of you have had green coffee, a bean that has not been roasted. That's my only other detraction. The sourness is not actually as strong on the second sip. It might have just been a hit of the green coffee hitting me. But the green coffee is still there on the second sip. Only 2 things I don't like about the flavor. Now, chocolate. Beautiful milk chocolate. A beautiful honey flavor. Honey flavor, of course, coming from the Golden Graham. Golden Grahams, cracker made to keep you from masturbating. I can tell you I ate a lot of Golden Grahams in my life. I masturbated a shit ton in my life. They did not work, Quakers. They did not work. Chocolate. Honey. There is almost a fluffy marshmallow flavor in here. I don't even know if marshmallows are in here. It just says Golden Graham. It doesn't say s'more. But it's there, and I don't know what's causing it. I don't know if it is the cracker. I don't know what's doing it, but it's there. On top of that, with the green coffee is some dark coffee. There is a char, a nice burnt wood flavor. Full mouthfeel. Leaves the sticky lips. Carbonation, very minimal. Which I'm actually amazed with how much head was created and the head retention. I'm amazed that the carbonation is as small as it is. It makes it for a silky smooth beer, and that's great. Tony the Tiger, that's great. Yeah. I may have just aged myself. I had a lady come up to me at work and yell at me because she was mad at me. She goes, when are you retiring? Go in your second retirement. I go, I haven't had my first retirement. She goes, yeah, you're old. Okay, I get I have white hair. Sure, I have bags and shit because I fucking partied too hard and I worked in bars and all that. And I stayed up late. I don't have no wrinkles or shit like that. Fuck you, I look like I'm fucking 70 years old, you fucking old hag that had no teeth. And you're only 25. You have no teeth and look like you're 46. I know up here you might look older, but fuck. I like so many people up here, but there's a couple. There's a couple I have to fight. I have to fight the urge to say very bad things. It's just good. It's really good. The sweetness and the bitterness are cohabitating so well that they could stay together forever. If this wasn't 9% alcohol, I could drink this forever. Fuck, it's 9% alcohol. I could drink it forever, but I would stand up, fall flat on my face, crack my skull open, and piss myself. That's what would happen. It's a very, very dangerous beer because it does not have an alcohol burn. It's 9% alcohol. It tastes a lot like their malediction in alcohol I can't even talk now. I'm losing my mind here. The alcohol burn on this is about the same as the 5% alcohol malediction I had from St. Bock. That's a scary, scary thing. So St. Bock has made 4 beers that I've had now. I really loved 2 of them. I liked one. I disliked the other. And that's perfectly fine. That's actually a great way of looking at it. I had an argument with a guy on one of my videos who, basically told me I was an idiot. I was reviewing a beer, and he's like, German beer's the best. Canadian beer sucks. And I'm like, man, I've had beer from many countries in the world. The only country I can say I've had shitty beer from, and only shitty beer, is Lithuania, and that's not fair to them because I've only had 2 Lithuanian beers. I can find beer from every country that I really like, and I can find beer from every country I've had beer from that I really hate. And I'll agree with you that Canada's domestic beer is not the greatest, and by domestic I mean macro. However, there are macro beers I really enjoy. Export, Old Vienna. People argue that it's not a macro beer, but Moosehead, Sleeman products. There's a lot of macro beer I actually really do enjoy and don't mind buying. Then there's stuff that I hate, and I mean, Lucky Lager. There's the list is endless. So I mean, it's stupid to sit there and say that all the beers from this country suck. You don't fucking know that. You haven't tried a lot of beers. And he's like, you need to try European English pub beers, and I have over 300 English beers on this channel. I've had a lot of them. They're really good. What you're saying makes me think that you have no idea about anything and you're a homer. And you can be a homer if you want, but don't sit there and fucking throw your fucking opinion down my throat. We can have a conversation about it, but what that was just, I'm a fucking idiot. And I'm okay with that. Out of 10, 9.5. I really like this beer. That means Stout Strut and Chug, and there's a lot of 9% alcohol beer left in this cup. I don't really want to chug it, but I have to. But I can't Stout Strut in this room because, again, we've talked about it. Here's one wall. There's the other, and my gut just hit the door handle. And here, my foot is hitting the back of a battery I have to throw out. They talk about recycling and everything in the South. You know how you get rid of batteries and old oil and everything? You throw it in your garbage. You know what happens after you throw your battery or your old oil from your ATV or something in the garbage? It goes to the dump. You know what happens after it gets to the dump? It gets lit on fire. But we have to recycle in the South. Anyway, Stout Strut. This is the worst Stout Strut ever. Sláinte. Bye-bye.